Hello, everyone. Hi, and welcome. Welcome to this live stream. I am just going to take a few moments to ground in to my breath, ground into this moment, ground into this field as I welcome and feel all of you who are joining me either live or on the replay. So welcome everyone. This is an impromptu live stream that I felt really inspired to come on today. And this really wanted to come through. It was very clear, like this wants to come through and this wants to anchor in the field that is soul of Sophia, and this wants to be spoken. So I want to take a moment just to thank all of you for being here and making it possible for this field to exist. So I really appreciate all of you, and I welcome you. I welcome all of our new members that I am so grateful for. Like, I'm grateful for all of the members. But yeah, thank you for being here. I wanted to come on this live stream and talk about Sophia and do a transmission on Sophia, or like a mini transmission on Sophia, because that feels so enormous to say that I'm doing a transmission on Sophia, because she is like the entirety of creation. But I will do my very best to speak to and about some of the revelations that have been coming through, and all of that which wants to be spoken through me at this time. So I want to start off by saying, like, throughout all of time and throughout all cultures and throughout all religions, Sophia is known. Sophia is talked about. Sophia is present. And Sophia is like just an object of supreme devotion. So she's known as the goddess of wisdom, like in every single culture, in every single religion. I think that she has a presence, even though her presence in the recent history of humanity has sort of not been at the forefront of the collective consciousness. But she has been known throughout all of time sort of as the goddess of wisdom. And I want to speak to this, but I also want to speak to, like, Sophia also being the earth, and Sophia also being the divine feminine, and Sophia also being like the Holy Mother and the Holy Daughter. And she is like an expression of so many fractals of feminine consciousness. So she is known throughout the world as the goddess of wisdom, and she is the face of so many ascended masters, ascended feminine beings. And she is the earth, and she is the Holy Mother, and she is the Holy Daughter. And through all of these different fractals, it's like very clear that she is the entirety of creation itself. Like she is on every single level and on every single dimension, creation itself. And then on all of the different levels, we can relate to her in a different way. And as feminine beings, our journey of awakening and our journey of embodiment is moving towards her as we move from either the unexalted mother archetype towards the exalted mother archetype, or the unexalted daughter archetype towards the exalted daughter archetype. It's like she is the exalted mother and she is the exalted daughter, which are not separate from one another. So on our journey, when we're moving towards the expression of the exalted daughter that is Sophia, that is the entirety of creation, that is the daughter of the divine, that is the daughter of God, then once we move into that expression and once we come into contact with that expression, we simultaneously are the exalted mother, and it's the other way around as well. So if we're on like the grid or the archetype of predominantly the mother, and we are moving from the unexalted mother archetype into the exalted mother archetype, it's like once we are able to anchor or to relate to or to come into contact with that exalted mother archetype, then we are simultaneously in the expression and in the frequency of the exalted daughter. So these are never separate from one another. And actually, the more that we embody the truth of who we are as the entirety of all of creation, and the more that we awaken on this journey as the divine feminine, the more that we come into our wholeness, the more that we come into the expression that is known as the staff, which for me, and if you have been following me for some time, actually is like a full circle. So there is the divine architecture and the divine blueprint of Heroes Gamos, that is the rod and the staff. But for me, through my own inner gnosis and through my own understanding, it's like actually the rod and the wholeness of a circle, the wholeness of Sophia, the wholeness of all of creation that is represented from my understanding as a circle. That's how I've always seen it, and that's how I've always related to it. And I'm not even really like 100% sure or privy to sort of the understanding of the staff, or how that is sort of understood. But nevertheless, it is for me a circle. It is like the wholeness of creation, the wholeness of the unity of the Holy Mother and the Holy Daughter, and every single expression in between that is her. So what I feel really inspired to touch upon, and actually this was brought up by one of my students, and I just thought it was such a great question, and something that I wish to talk about, or something that wants to actually be expressed through me into this field, is like, why is Sophia known as wisdom? Why is Sophia known as the goddess of wisdom? And why do we see this throughout all cultures and throughout all of time and space in the context of humanity. And like, how is it present that she is the goddess of wisdom? Like, what is the goddess of wisdom? And it's just the most beautiful revelation because it's just the revelation of divine union. It's the revelation of divine inner union. It's the revelation of Hieros Gamos. It's the revelation of the masculine and the feminine in this divine union, which is so, so, so beautiful. So Sophia is the goddess of wisdom because she is in union with the highest expression of the divine masculine. She is in divine union with the high masculine. She's in divine union with the Christ. She's in divine union with the King. And therefore, she is known as the goddess of wisdom. Therefore, she is wisdom itself because the divine feminine, or rather the divine masculine, is consciousness itself. And on this journey of exaltation, on this journey of exalting our inner masculine, we're actually exalting our consciousness. It's the journey of exalting and expanding our consciousness for the purpose of knowing her and being her and feeling her within and without, and knowing ourselves as her. And she is known as wisdom itself because of her divine union with the highest expression of consciousness, that is Christ consciousness, that is the consciousness of the high masculine, that is the consciousness of God itself, that is the consciousness of the Holy Father, that is the consciousness of the Holy Son in union, that are inseparable. And it's like we're on this journey of reunification and coming into our wholeness and coming into our divine union and exalting our consciousness, exalting our masculine, and deepening the embodiment of our feminine, and coming into a profound relationship with our inner gnosis, coming into a profound relationship with our wisdom, coming into a profound relationship with her as her because of our union with him. So Sophia is the goddess of wisdom because she is the Christ, because she is the Christ, Sophia, because she is the Christed divine feminine, and she has exalted her consciousness, her inner masculine, into that of the Christ, into that of the King, into that of the high masculine, who she is not separate from. So this is so beautiful to understand, because when we understand this, it's like we can touch the divine inner union of all of reality that is both within us and without us and all around us. Like, that is just what is on every single level of our existence. of our reality, of our being. So we are so happy and joyful and grateful to understand this and to know this and to live for this because it is our truest nature. It is the very nature of reality, and we are the very nature of reality. We are not separate from the nature of reality, and we're not separate from all of creation and the creator. We are both an expression of creation and an expression of the creator that are forever in divine union. So I just really wanted to come in here and I felt inspired to share this, to share about Sophia as the goddess of wisdom, to share about Sophia as wisdom itself, and really as all of creation, because the divine feminine is creation. The divine feminine is the entirety and the totality of all that exists. And her divine union with the masculine is the quality of wisdom, is her access to inner gnosis, is her access to her deepest inner knowing, is her everything. So it's so beautiful to contemplate and to feel and to know and to reflect upon, because truly this divine union and the dance of the feminine and the masculine is like the greatest love story in all of existence. It's the greatest love story of God. It's the greatest love story of the creator and the creation that is the Christ, Sophia, that is God and Goddess, that is the Holy Mother and the Holy Father, that is the Holy Lover, the Holy Son, and the Holy Daughter that are in this beautiful architecture of the unified family templating, that are in this beautiful unified relationship and system of oneness. So this is all so so beautiful and inspiring, and this is all coming through now because actually tomorrow we have our final call inside of coming home to the high masculine 2.0, which is so amazing. Like so surreal and so inspiring. And so this last module that is awakening the inner Christ and exalting the inner King is bringing through so many revelations and so many wisdoms that desire expression at this time. And this little piece really wanted to come through for this group and this field that is the soul of Sophia. So I'm just going to do a quick little check-in and just see. Okay. So that is really what I wanted to come through today. And I also desire to talk about coming home to the high masculine, because these are the transmissions, like this is the quality of the transmissions that are coming through. And of course, we go into profoundly deeper depths. And I am so in love and in awe with all of it. It's like blowing my mind. And it just makes me so, so happy to talk about the high masculine and the exaltation of the high masculine, and how this is required for our ascension, how this is required for our liberation, how this is required for the activation of our bliss body, for the activation of our wisdom, for the activation and the close communion and the realization of the union with her as her. It's like all of this work is really for her, and we come to her through him. We awaken to her, and we embody her through him. So it's like the honor of my entire life and my entire being to be speaking about and transmitting this, to be speaking about and transmitting codes on divine union, on the divine feminine and the divine masculine, and sort of how we access these higher energetics, how we access these higher realms of unity consciousness and of Christhood, that is Buddhahood, that is Krishnahood. It's like there's so many names of the divine, that I'm just so honored and so grateful. And actually, like, I am very much guided, like instructed, not even guided. It is like instructed, and it is just anchoring in and happening that we will be starting another round of coming home to the high masculine, like in a little over a week on December 2nd. So like a week from tomorrow, which is really, really exciting, because it's like the transmissions and the integrations and the embodiments are deepening and expanding and are here for all of us now. So I wanted to come through with that today and just share with you all that if you are feeling inspired, or if you are feeling in resonance with this work, if you have an inner knowing that this work is for you, that this path is for you, that this offering is for you, because that's sort of how it happens in my field. It's like everyone who is really drawn to me, or feels the call to journey with me in this way, it's like their inner guidance is telling them, like, yes, this is for you. So it's like, if this is for you, you know, this is for you. And if you are in resonance with what I'm talking about, if you are in resonance with the transmissions that are coming through, and if you haven't seen the Remembrance Masterclass transmission, I highly recommend watching that as well, because there's so many beautiful codes that stream through in that one. But yeah, this is really the journey of remembrance, and this is the journey of exaltation of both our light and our dark masculine. And this is the journey of knowing the both of them so intimately, so that we may exalt them and unify them. And both are a requirement for the awakening of our inner Christ, for the exaltation of our inner King, that is our inner Christ, that is the architecture and the frame and the consciousness that beholds and animates her, that beholds and animates Sophia as the Holy Mother, as the Holy Daughter, in union with the totality of creation. Anyways, I am loving all of you so much, and I would love to hear from you and hear how this is landing, and hear if this is in resonance with you and what this brings up for you. And I would just love to have a conversation about this. I would love to hear your thoughts and your feelings and where you're at in your journey and what is arising for you and all of the things. So if you are interested in joining our third cohort, so it's going to be coming home to the High Masculine 3.0, then this is my invitation to you. And yeah, this is this is the transmission, and this is what desired to come through. So I thank you for being here, and I thank you for watching live, and I thank you for watching the replay and for gracing this beautiful field with your presence, with your being. I appreciate you all.